Let's build Agl Paikuhan's best team. How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan battle video. In today's video, we have the upcoming EZA Agl Paikuhan. That's right. Dokkan has decided to EZA the 2021 New Year's units in a surprise twist of events. I don't think anybody expected this guy to come. So in this video, we are going to focus on prepping you for their EZA here in about less than 10 hours from the release of this video, and as such, many of you guys probably want to know where to use them. So let's go ahead, let's hop in. Let's start by taking a look at what this guy is doing. So he is a Connected Hope 180% lead here, but we're not too concerned with that lead because we won't be running him as lead, at least not on most of our teams, right? His super attack effect, the Burning Shoot, greatly raises his attack and defense for 1 turn and greatly lowers his attack. He has a unit super with a Goku Angel or Vegeta Angel that greatly raises his attack and defense for 1 turn, causes immense damage, and gives effective against all types while greatly lowering an attack. So very, very useful stuff he's got going on that unit super if you manage to proc it. Now he has he has attack and defense 200%, a high chance of evading an enemy's attack, and gives super class allies key 2 and attack and defense 30%. For his first 7 turns, he gets 200% defense and guaranteed guard. With 3 or more type key series obtained, he gives other world warriors and Connected Hope 30% attack and defense, so 60% total, and launches an additional super attack that has a 70% chance of becoming a super attack. With 1 rainbow key sphere obtained, he gets key 4, he gets a chance of evading the enemy's attack 20%, and seals the enemy's attack for 2 turns. That's really helpful, having a passive seal for 2 turns, and he gets attack and defense 200% as well. So in total, he's got some pretty decent defense plus guard for 7 turns, and then he's got, of course, an additional 70% chance to dodge. So pretty good. So the question is, how do you build around a character like this? As you can see here, his links aren't exactly the best, right? He's got Supreme Warrior, Shocking Speed, Gentleman, Cold Judgment, Fierce Battle, Experienced Fighters, and Other World Warriors for his links, not links that many other units share. To add on to that fact, he is limited by some crazy teams that really don't have a place for him. So let's go ahead and let's focus on some of the easiest ways to build a team around him. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to transition into game here so we can kind of take a real good look here at how to build around this guy. So one of the best teams he can be, well, in fact, the only 220 team he can be, we gotta finish this, can be run on right now is currently the Perfect Cells team. It's his only 220% team. So if we have that known, we can go ahead and plug him in, right? So we're going to build a team around him so that way he's getting the domain buff and he is on Cell's team, who he actually does share 3 links with, worst case scenario. They actually share if we look here on Cell, right, they share Gentleman, they share Shocking Speed, and Fierce Battle. So honestly, not too bad. So we have our 2 major units. Our secondary unit to link with the STR Cell is, of course, the AGL Cell, and then we need a link partner for Paikon. Except not really. For the most part, given what Paikon is doing, although he can achieve some decent numbers, he's mostly going to be a floater. So his links aren't as priority, but we do want to try to make sure that when necessary, we can achieve his unit super. So given that, we do have an upcoming EZA for the Kaioken Goku. Figured we can put him on the team to test him out. They'll link 3 links together, and it will also allow him to activate his unit super. Otherwise, there's basically no other unit on this team that would allow him to activate that. So that leaves us 2 flex options. Now, he does link 4 links with Jiren, so it's, you know, Jiren might not be a bad choice to put him with, just because they do share a lot of links, or 3 links rather. And of course, you know, if we get a new hit, he would actually be a great partner for the PIKKON because they share 4 links. So this is about the best you're going to get with a flex option for your last one. You can run Tech UI, you can run Tech Cell, although he probably might be, he won't be at his full passive on the rotations with the superclass, but otherwise he's going to be mostly fine. We could even put the likes of like Agl UI or in Super Saiyan Blue Evolution in here because they would also help out this team. There's really a lot you can do with this team to make it work well enough for PIKKON. After all, his main thing, we'll just throw him on here. His main thing is to provide that support and then dodge on the way out. I mean, he'll be doing a little bit of damage, but nothing too crazy. So that's team number 1 we've set up. That's just one different variation of how you can build the team around him under the 220% lead. Now, of course, you don't have to do that, right? You could still run a 200% team if you wanted to, although it would take a lot longer to kill the bosses. So one of his teams that he can be run on quite easily is, of course, the movie Heroes, a flat 200% from the Fizz Gogeta, and we would run him next to the next to Beast Gohan, and then we would have our other rotation, the AGL Goku and Vegeta, and the STR Gogeta. This would basically allow us to have 2 safe setup turns and allow PIKKON to float safely with some additional orb changing from the Kid Goku, which will help in the other fights. So pretty, honestly, I think this team could work if not for running 2 Gogetas, but I still think it could work in some certain fights. And then the last team I wanted to throw out there to you guys there is a Connected Hope team. Honestly, it's actually not that bad of a team if you're running it, even in some of the newer content. Given what PIKKON is doing with his Agl skill, where we get that Ghost Usher for the turn, which, I mean, it's pretty much free, right? One enemy, 50% or more, 4th turn, or starting from the first turn. So it pretty much makes it super easy to achieve. So you could totally run a team with a double Ghost Usher and have 2 PIKKONs, one as lead and one as a friend. This would allow you to run a Gogeta on the 180, an STR Gogeta on the 180, a Beast on the 180, and, the Trio and Gogeta on the 180 as well, who, can be decent. They are starting to age out a bit, but they still can be decent, the Tech Gogeta, as long as you can protect them in those longer fights. So these are just a few of the ideas I came up with for teams to run PIKKON on. The unfortunate thing is that the very nature of his release, it just, as a random part 2 EZA with no necessary correlation to a brand new leader, and him only having STR Cell as leader is obviously going to create its own set of problems for him. So honestly, it may be just better to run him on a 170 and utilize him for the tech that he provides. But of course, that's just my recommendation. So guys, that is it for the video. If you like the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let us know, what teams would you use him on? He's got potential on some of the biggest teams in the game right now, but curious to see where you would be using him. Let us know in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.